Hey everybody, Johnny Corbin. What a beautiful day. It's a Sunday morning here in Cincinnati, and sitting out here on the porch, barking dogs, my wild cat Eddie running around, lawnmowers, birds chirping, and I got my Corbin back. It was on loan last night to one of our endorsers, Rich Biondo, Corbin player, and he was playing with his group called Signs of Life, a Pink Floyd tribute group at the Sorg Opera House in Middletown, Ohio. And I just got to say this: A-plus players, A-plus sound, fabulous. Thank you guys for a great evening. Anyway, my disclaimer: I'm not a jazz guitar player. I'm a guitar player. I'm a general practitioner. I've played lots of different styles over the years. And like players that have played for a while, you get into different things and you get out of them. But you seem to carry a little bit of each one of those styles forward into other things you're doing. So I kind of gravitated to things that have nicer sounding chords and melody. Not because it was jazz, but simply because it was more fun to play. It was more interesting. So anyway, in this share today, we're going to do Satin Doll. I don't edit these things. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes. I will tell you, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I'm amazed at the level of talent and play that's out there in the world. It's astounding. But you know, not all of us will ever have the ability to do what a lot of you can do. Maybe that top 1, 2, 3%, maybe more than that. So I play these songs the way that I know them. They're not necessarily the official version, but I'm happy to share what I do, just like many of you have shared what you do, and I steal your ideas. I hope that maybe you'll steal some of mine and pass them on. Okay, so Satin Doll. These, I'm not going to reduce this to your basic cowboy chord kind of stuff. You do have to have a knowledge of your basic bar chords. Maybe a little control over your right hand, either with a pick or your fingers. But these aren't incredibly difficult tunes. This thing starts off with a D minor, and as in jazz or blues, the dominant 7, a D minor 7, is a popular way to go to a G7. So I'm using a D minor 7 in the 5th fret to a G7 in the 3rd fret. And then I repeat that one step higher. E minor 7, A7. Then I do something the way I do it. I play an F chord, but I come over the top and I grab the 1st fret, the F note, and I add the 6 to it, my little finger on the D note. It's the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Take it off, put it back on, move it up. I go to a C chord. Okay, so D minor 7, G7, E minor 7, A7, F6, F sharp, 6, or G flat, what do you want to call it, and a C. And then it does a turnaround, and here's all the YouTube talk. It does a 2-5, goes to a D minor 7, to a G7, okay? And that's the head of the song. So let's just work with that for a moment. So what I do with something like this is I look and see where can I play these chords in different places. D minor 7, D minor 7, G7, G7, G9, and I just kind of scope it out. And I also kind of think, where's the melody sitting? Da 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 da, right? It's right inside the D minor 7 chord. You know, I don't have to play some crazy shell chords or play the D minor 7 root 5. The notes are right there. G7, I add the A note to it, I got the melody. Move it up and do the same thing. bass notes to get me back to the top of the song again, or as they commonly say, the head of the tune. So D minor. Now I'm going to start adding some notes to it to spice it up a little bit. But I'm still just playing D minor 7, G7. When I teach, I tell people there's really only two types of chords. There's major chords and there's minor chords. And I know you music guys out there will say, well, no, there's also diminished and augmented. Well, that's great, and you're correct. But the reality is, for most of us, major chords and minor chords. And when you throw these numbers on the end of a chord, D minor 7, D major 7, D minor 7 flat 5s, that's salt and pepper and barbecue sauce, thrown on a minor chord, or C major 7 thrown on a major chord. It's still a major, it's still a minor. So if you kind of boil things down to that, it's not so overwhelming. And you just kind of grow into these different things. So Satin Doll, I'm looking for the melody. Now I started adding a bass note. I do that little walk up. And then as I get more comfortable with that, I start adding maybe a few more bass notes. I go into maybe a D ninth in place of, or with, D minor 9 and a G7, one of those things. And I just look for different ideas that I can use that make the song more interesting. So here we go, a little bit more. Now I'm playing the D minor 7. I actually just play the first and this finger here. Now what am I doing there? E minor 9 to, I'm not going to say the wrong name, I'm going blank on it, so that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. My bass notes. I did what I did there. And what am I doing? I'm walking from C back up to D. We always overcomplicate this stuff, at least I think we do. It's just the alphabet. I'm going from C to D, so I fill in the blanks. So I backed it up one. C, B, C, C sharp, chromatic, and I'm right back to the D. Okay? So we're getting along here. Let me just play this through a little bit. I'll take it out playing it. Took it a little further than I wanted to at this type and this time, but play with that. We'll come back and do the rest of it. Hey, any comments, any suggestions? Feel free. I love reading them. I love responding to them. So have a great day, everybody.